Many years ago, in a busy industrial town, a young man worked in a manufacturing workshop. He was enthusiastic, disciplined, and eager to prove himself. His guide in the factory was an older craftsman who had spent his entire life mastering every tool and technique in the workspace. The mentor would often remind him, "Focus on your work, speak only when necessary, and make yourself so reliable that no one can imagine replacing you." The young man took these words to heart. Every day he arrived early and stayed late. He observed, practiced, and perfected each task. Over time, he became one of the most capable workers in the entire factory. A decade passed, and eventually the elderly craftsman retired. The young man inherited his teacher's position, carrying forward the same silent dedication. He avoided workplace politics, never complained, and rarely drew attention to himself. He believed skill alone would speak for him. But life didn't unfold as he expected. Despite his talent, he watched several co-workers whose skills didn't come close to his receive promotions, bonuses, and recognition. Meanwhile, his salary barely increased. Even worse, many people in the factory took him for granted. His presence became so normal that no one realized how much he handled or how smoothly things ran because of him. Frustrated and disheartened, he visited his former mentor. The old craftsman listened quietly and then asked, "Do you believe the factory cannot run without you?" The young man replied with complete confidence, "Yes, I am certain." After thinking for a moment, the mentor suggested, "Then take a day off tomorrow. Tell them you need some rest. Let the factory feel what happens in your absence." Although the advice surprised him, it felt logical. He submitted a leave request and stayed home the next day. When he returned, the factory manager immediately called him in. The manager explained how several tasks had gone wrong and how the entire workflow suffered because of his absence. Impressed by his importance, they promoted him and encouraged him to continue working as diligently as he always had. The young man felt grateful and proud. His mentor's wisdom had worked. Encouraged by this success, he repeated the same strategy whenever he felt overlooked. A day off here, a sudden absence there each time he returned. The factory temporarily struggled, and he was reminded of his value. But after several months, the pattern broke. One morning, when he arrived at the factory gates, he was stopped. His employment had been terminated. Another technician had taken his place. Shocked, humiliated, and unable to understand what went wrong, he rushed back to his old mentor. "I followed your advice," he protested. "Why was I removed?" The elderly craftsman sighed and said gently, "You understood only half of the lesson." The young man looked puzzled. His mentor continued, "You learned that when a lamp suddenly goes out, people realize how much they needed its light. But you ignored the second half of the truth. If a lamp keeps going out again and again, eventually people look for a new lamp, not because they don't appreciate light, but because they need a light they can depend on." The lesson: In life, many people, family members, friends, colleagues quietly support us every day, just like a lamp that keeps shining. Because they are reliable, we often forget how much they contribute. And just like the young worker, we too may feel unappreciated at times. The lesson is not to withdraw your presence to prove your worth, nor is it to burn yourself out for others without ever being noticed. The true wisdom lies in balance. Make your contributions visible, but not boastful. Stand up for your value, but don't manipulate others to see it. Be dependable, but don't let people take your dependability for granted. A balanced life, where effort meets awareness and humility meets self-respect, brings genuine success. And when you maintain that balance, life has a way of rewarding you in return.